Well, as we close out Heart Health Month, we bring you the story of a local man whose life was saved when he had just hours to live.
Yeah, and it was really all thanks to the ingenuity of the doctors at our Christ Hospital who told him yes to a bloodless heart surgery when everyone else told him no. WLWT News 5's anchor Ashley Kirkland here now, and she has more on why doctors say these bloodless procedures could save more lives in the future. Hi there.
Hi guys. Well, almost 2 years ago, 65-year-old Jim Parker of St. Leon suffered what's called an aortic dissection. He was given just hours to live if he did not get the surgery that he needed, but the tenets of Jim's faith stood in the way of him receiving a typical surgery to fix the issue, but it was his faith in the doctors at Christ Hospital that ended up saving his life.
And it was July 1st.
What started out as a normal summer day
Woke up Saturday morning.
ended up being a day Jim Parker will never forget.
Felt really bad. Felt like somebody had stabbed me or hit me in the axe with an axe in the middle of the back.
The pain was excruciating. Jim's wife drove him to a hospital in Dearborn County near their home, where doctors did a thorough examination to determine what was going on.
I was not having a heart attack. And the doctor came back in the room and informed me that I had an aortic dissection.
It's a vascular problem where the patient develops a tear in the lining of the aorta, the blood vessel that supplies the blood to the heart and delivers blood to the rest of the body. Jim needed immediate open heart surgery. A devoted Jehovah's Witness, Jim and his wife Connie had one request.
We informed her then that this needed to be a bloodless type surgery.
The hospital told Jim they couldn't perform the procedure without using outside blood products. With the convictions of his faith and multiple hospitals rejecting Jim's request, he and his family were officially on the clock to save his life.
What time was that, like about midnight?
Midnight, yeah.
But finally, there was a yes.
And it was kind of a pessimistic sort of phone call. You know, we have this guy, he's got an aortic dissection, can only be fixed with surgery, with heart surgery, but the patient's not willing to accept blood products, so we figured you'll probably just say no, but we figured we'd call and ask.
Cardiothoracic surgeon Saad Hassan performs 2 open heart surgeries a day, 4 days a week. He walked from his Mount Auburn home to the hospital just after midnight when he got the call and got to work with his team with a plan to save Jim's life.
Because if you don't do it, in his particular case, there was a 100% chance of not being alive in like 48 more hours, probably less.
Dr. Hassan felt his team would be able to get it done without losing more than half of Jim's blood volume. After hours on the operating table, Jim was awake and on the road to recovery. Dr. Hassan says there's always been a need for bloodless surgeries, and with the growing scarcity of blood donations nationwide, it's a skill the medical community will need to rely more and more on in the future.
The main thing is having the surgeons and the intensive care and just having the whole team that's willing to undertake it, knowing that they don't have the crutch to lean on of blood product transfusion.
Dr. Hassan saved my life. Without them being able to do that, I was really in a precarious situation.
By the way, 85% of people who suffer aortic dissection die instantly, and Dr. Hassan says managing your blood pressure is the only way to decrease your odds of aortic dissection like Jim experienced. Now, since Jim's surgery, Dr. Hassan and his team have done several other life-saving bloodless surgeries, including for friends of Jim and his family. So, yeah, it's an interesting concept here, but one that he says we need to, in the medical field, they need to get used to doing.
Well, first of all, Christ Hospital has an all-star group of people over in that heart unit. And I'm really impressed with the city of Cincinnati. Compared to these big cities like New York and LA and Chicago, our medical centers around here are top notch.
Willing to do the surgeries, as we saw here with Jim, that others aren't.
And Dr. Hassan was also saying it's important for our medical centers to do those so that patients who are under critical care don't have to fly to Chicago or to those other cities when they need these procedures.